And just to let you guys know, we are recording this meeting today, so we are going to send this meeting out afterwards towards the afternoon to everyone. I think that's just about everyone. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone to the Midlands Gives Annual Kickoff. I am Chantrell Mitchell. I am the Community Investment Associate here at the Foundation. At the Foundation, I also am your Midlands Gives contact for anything Midlands Gives. And we also have Kate, she's our new Director of Public Information and Marketing. And as soon as she gets on, I'm going to let her introduce herself, and then we're going to introduce Mary, who's our Neon One trainer for today. Is Kate here yet? Kate, can I ask you to introduce yourself for everyone, please?
Sure thing. Hi, everybody. My name is Kate Cherry. I'm the Director of Communication and Public Engagement here at Central Carolina Community Foundation. So it's nice to meet everybody.
Oh, we have another staff member who's joining us. She's our new program officer. I'm going to have her introduce herself really quickly to you guys as well. Hey, Amber, can you hop on camera really quick and introduce yourself for everyone, please? No, maybe she didn't hear me. Okay. Well, Amber didn't hear me, you guys. So she is our new program officer. She took over Haley Grazer's place. So she'll be responsible for our scholarships and our AFLAC grant and our capacity building grants as well. And I'm going to go ahead and let Mary introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mary DeMar, and I am a project manager with Neon Giving Days. And Neon Giving Days is the technology provider behind Midlands Gives. So I'm excited to share some registration tips with you today.
Thank you. So the overall purpose of today's event is designed to help you navigate the new Midlands Gives platform. We're excited about having this new platform as we get ready and prepared for our Midlands Gives 2025. And throughout this training today, you'll be introduced to the new features, which Mary will go over later on today. We're going to make sure we can help you navigate those new features. And by the end of this training today, we want you to feel confident in using those tools to help you with your Giving Day platform and with your donors. So why the update? As you know, Midlands Gives has always been about uplifting and empowering our nonprofits in our 11 county region. And we do this with our Midlands Gives platform by providing a platform that is year round where donors can gain understanding to new nonprofits in the area. And also we do this by helping them, making sure they can navigate the platform by filtering by filter, by county, or by paramedic category. And also another way we do this update is by the user experience. We designed this new platform that way with the nonprofits and the donors in mind. We noticed that we wanted to have a simplified annual profile process for nonprofits to register for Midlands Gives quicker. And also with donors, we want to optimize the mobile experience, making it easier for giving on the go. And with the enhanced functionality of the platform, we want nonprofits to be able to have a storytelling tool. That way you can display your organization in a way that donors can understand why your organization is in its mission. Also, we want to allow to have specific donation levels for organizations, making it easier for nonprofits donors to understand how their contributions can make a difference in your organization. And now that it's easier to share your organization by social sharing tools that's on your platform now. And most lastly, we do have a lower platform fee this year. As you know, that fees were 5% for the platform, and this year there will be 4.9%. We also want you guys to remember that donors do cover about 70% in fees when they are donating to the platform. And this change is just to ensure that more of the funds raised directly to your program go directly to your program services by helping you maximize the impact of your community. So now I'm going to turn it over to Mary, who's going to go over the new platform features and the registration process.
Awesome. Thank you, Chantal. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Give me a moment. Okay, let me know if that's coming through okay for everyone. Can you see it okay?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, let's dive in. So again, my name is Mary DeMar. I am a project manager. So I'm going to be going over the registration process for Midlands Gives today. If you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I think we should have time for some at the end. If we don't, or if there's something that I can't answer for you, we will absolutely follow up. So let's go ahead and dive in. So the perspective today is going to be how you can register for Midlands Gives. So there are two different ways that you can register. You are either going to be a brand new organization to Midlands Gives if you have never participated in Midlands Gives before, either a giving event or the annual platform, then you're going to be a brand new organization, or as a returning organization, you're going to go through the annual profile updates. So we're going to walk through the process here. And then at the end, if we have time, we're going to do a live demo. So to register, you're going to head to midlandsgives.org. And then in the upper right here, there's a login button. You're going to click that, and then you're going to click I am an organization. The second screenshot here, so this is where I was saying you're either going to log in as a returning organization. If you have participated in a Midlands Giving event, you'll log in. If you have never participated in a giving event before, you're going to click apply as a new organization. And then one note, if you do log in as a returning organization, you do have the ability to reset your password if you may have forgotten it. Okay. So the process for brand new organizations who have never participated, you're going to click apply as a new organization. The first thing that you're going to see the screenshot on the left here is to make sure that you don't already have a user account. So you're simply going to type in your email in these fields here, and then you're going to click apply as a new organization. Then you'll fill out the eligibility form. And so the eligibility form is just determining, if you are able to participate in the event. So the Midlands Gives team, Central Carolina Community Foundation, is going to determine your eligibility. So you will receive an email confirmation regarding your status, whether you've been approved or denied. You'll also receive at this time an additional email with instructions to create your account. So you have the ability to create a password and then access the nonprofit admin platform. So once you get those login credentials, then you're finally going to come back to the login here, and then you can click login as a returning organization to finalize your registration. Okay. And then the process for returning organizations, so you're going to click that button to log in as a returning organization. You will see this intermediary step here that kind of confirms the organization that you want to apply for. So, there have been some cases where, users may go to different nonprofit organizations. So this is just confirming the user account here, the screenshot on the left. And then once you log in, you'll land on the dashboard here, or you'll go directly to that registration form. So if you're on the dashboard, you'll see your status here at the top, and then you can click the button Register My Organization. You'll also see the announcement section here, and then some event milestones, different things that are going on regarding Midlands Gives. Okay. And then here, this is a screenshot of the registration form. So when you get to the registration form here, you'll either fill this out with data information from the previous years. So now is the time to make any updates to those fields or enter any new values. There's a section for contacts. Or if you were a brand new organization, this is going to be filled out from what you submitted with that initial eligibility step. And then at the very bottom, you can't see it in the screenshot here, but there's a button to save changes and submit for approval. And then once you do that, the last kind of step here is you do have the ability to set your event goals. You don't have to do that now, but if you have any in mind, you want to just go ahead and add them. If you don't know, you can simply click no thanks, I'll do it later. And then you can come back at any time and you can update your goals, you can update also matching information, etc. And that will display on your organization's profile. Okay, and then so that's it for the registration process. So next I'm going to go through some additional ways that you can really make your profile stand out. So here, this is the My Public Profile, and then we have the Overview tab. So that's going to have all of the, mostly public information that's going to display on your profile. So here's where you can make edits. You'll also see your status here, and then any particular to-do list items that you need to complete for the registration process or the annual profile updates. And then, so here's a preview, a screenshot here of the public profile. So this is a new and improved look, really kind of making this condense and more visually appealing for donors and users who are looking at your organization through Midlands Gives. So a couple of best practices here, tips. The sections here, so we have the what we will do with the money, the mission statement, and the testimonials. So those fields here, we suggest a maximum of 500 characters. And you can see, you can, preview how they look and kind of make sure that you don't have one section that's extremely long. For example, you don't want the testimonials to be, 10 paragraphs and then these other ones will be short. So that's just a tip to have this looking concise here. And then for the About Us section, we suggest a maximum of 1,000 to 1,200 characters. You'll also see the other sections besides the overview. There's a tab for volunteer. So this is where a user, a prospective volunteer or donor, they can pledge volunteer hours. And now they can do that directly from your organization's profile. They don't have to do that as a part of donating. So it's really, making that, volunteer pledge a valuable contribution and easy for users to do that. There's also a section for fundraisers. And then also a couple other examples of additional sections you can add onto your profile. Okay. And then next up, we have donation levels. So donation levels are a really great way to tie a monetary value for a specific donation amount. So it really allows donors to see how their donation can make a difference. So we definitely recommend utilizing these. The screenshot on the left here, this is what it looks like on the admin side where you can set up donation levels. So you can add a donation level here, you'll put in the amount, and then you'll put in the label. You also have the ability to hide or show amounts if you change those or add new ones. And then the screenshot on the right here, this is how those look. This is how these can be viewed. So they're 3 per row. If you want, you could have those be like an even amount, do 3 or 6 or 9. It doesn't look bad if you have an odd number, but it just displays that way. So now when a donor, prospective donor, goes to your organization profile, they can click donate now for these specific donation levels, and then they'll be taken directly to the donation form. All right. And then next item here, the multimedia section. So this is going to include, if you have participated in a Midlands Give event, this is going to include all of the multimedia that you have previously uploaded. So these can be photos, these can be videos, either YouTube or Vimeo. So the screenshot on the left here, so this is where you can add those multimedia entries in the admin section here. So you can add them, you can put a title, whether it's a picture or video is going to show here, and then you'll see a preview of what that looks like. On the right, this is what it looks like from your organization's profile. So just kind of condensed here, and then videos have this little play icon. So it's, apparent to the user that they can play those short videos. Photos can exceed 5 megabytes. The preferred image type is PNG or JPEG. And then for videos, you just want to make sure that you have your account setting either for YouTube or Vimeo set to public. You don't want that to be on private to make sure that these can display correctly. Okay. Let's see. And then, I just glanced at the chat. There was a question about referring to the donation levels. And the question is, can the donor enter their own amount? Absolutely. Let me go back real quick and show you. So the donation levels, they're just suggested, and the donor has the ability to click donate now. They can also just donate to your organization and enter their own amount. They don't have to click the donation levels here. All right, so next up, program. So this is optional if your organization wants to highlight any particular programs that you have going on. So you can see the screenshot on the right here. This is what that's going to look like on your profile. So both programs and events, those can be added if your organization has them and you want them to display, but the tab will only display if you have entered any data there. So it's not going to look empty if you don't happen to have any. So here's an example of what programs can look like here. You'll notice it's a little hard to see, but there's a little drop down arrow next to each program, and that's going to display additional information. So on the right here, so you'll put in the program name, budget, and beneficiaries. So that's just like the population served. So you can add some of those details if you do want to include those on your profile. All right, and then next section, events. So similarly, as I was saying, the programs and events, so those are available to use if you do have any. Entering a new event on the left here, you'll put in the name, date is required, event description, and also if that's a virtual event, you can put in the link there, or if it's a physical event, you can put in the address. So on the right here, here's just an example of one that has a physical event location. So those are events. Okay, my fundraisers. So fundraisers are something that can be created by your organization as well as your supporters, your fundraisers. So the reason that you as an organization may want to create a fundraiser is if you want to, have a specific initiative for raising funds for a particular effort. Maybe it could be a program, it could be like a campaign, maybe you have a capital campaign coming up, or some particular effort. So you can create those. When you're logged into your account, you'll see the My Fundraisers tab here. Just notice that this status here, it defaults to published. So if if your organization had fundraisers from a previous year or at a previous time, you can change that status if you want to see all of them. So you can create a fundraiser here. You can view the list of fundraisers for those that are published, or if you're viewing those that are expired or no longer published, there's an action icon. It's a 3-dot icon. So you can click that, and there are options you can edit a published fundraiser. So you can edit, if a fundraiser created a fundraiser and you need to edit it for some reason. You can also view the donations associated with a specific fundraiser. You can also copy an old fundraiser. So that's a helpful option if maybe you created, a fundraiser for Midlands Gives 2024 and you just you can simply copy that and it's going to copy those previous fields. So that's fundraisers for you as an organization. All right, and then the next section here, so you can kind of see the navigation at the top, is My Donations. So this is going to display all of your organization's donation data. We have some of these sort options and filters here, transaction date, time. There's also Gives Day if you want to sort by a Midlands Gives event or a Give 828 event, you can use that sort or filter. You can also, this button here, it's a little hard to see, but this is where you can personalize the fields that are being displayed. So because there's so many fields, sometimes there's not room for all of them, but you can personalize that view if you want to say always view, the field of if someone is anonymous or if someone has additional information on their donation. So you can edit those there. You can also export. So you can export all of your donation data directly to your computer. So that's either going to be an Excel or a CSV file. All right, and then my users. So the my users, so these are specifically your organization's users for your Midlands Gives profile. So this is where you can manage those. You can inactivate old users. Maybe you have a colleague or someone who doesn't work for your organization anymore. You can also adjust the email settings. So here's an example here. So under user settings, there's Neon Giving Days and email notifications. So in order to inactivate an old user, you want to remove both of these options. Or if for some reason you want to remove a user from receiving email notifications, you can do that here. Also, the My User tab is where you can add new users. So when you add a new user, that's going to ask for their email and their name. And then the system is automatically going to send them a access email for them to confirm their password and get access to the account. If you do have any issues with user management, this can come up from time to time, you can always utilize Neon Giving Days support button. We have technical support available. Okay, and then the Resource Center here, this just has some, articles that are helpful for your kind of fundraising success. So you can check out these. There's categories if you want to filter by a specific category. Okay, so that's it for the kind of registration process and the annual update review. So now, how are we doing on time, Chantrell? Can we go ahead and do a quick live demo of the registration process?
We can.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's do it. So I'm going to exit out of here. And then we're just going to go to midlandsgives.org. So for the purposes of this demo, I'm going to show you the registration process as a returning organization. So at some point, my organization has participated in Midlands Gives. So I'm going to click on the login button in the upper right-hand corner here. Make this a little bit larger. And then I'm going to click I am an organization. Okay, and then for a returning organization, I'm going to click login as a returning organization. Okay, then I'm going to enter my credentials here. Very long email. And then my password. And also here's that forgot your password link. If you need to reset your password, you can do it here. Okay, I'm going to log in. Okay, here's that intermediate step that I mentioned. So it's going to confirm that I do want to register with this organization. So I'm going to say register for this organization. Okay, so now I'm taken directly to the registration form. And one more thing I actually want to show you first before I fill this out. If I go back to the Gives Day performance dashboard here, that's just the dashboard that I showed you earlier. So it has the announcements section, it has these event dates. You can kind of scroll through these here. They'll move up as dates drop off. And then there's that register my organization button. If you happen to be on the dashboard, you can just click that and it'll go directly to this form here where we just were. Okay, so again, for a returning organization or a brand new organization, this information is going to be filled out from either a previous year or that eligibility form. So here's where you want to make any updates. So these are just standard fields here. We have the logo, operating budget, information on if your organization is a fiscal sponsor, counties that your organization serves, founding years, bank account information. And then this section here, this is custom. These are what we call custom fields. So just some demographic information on your organization. You want to fill these out here. So these are already pre-filled out for this returning organization. There's also the bank voided check here. So you can upload a new file. And then we have the contacts section. So the contacts here are just kind of like internal contacts that Midlands gives CCCF needs to know about for as they relate to, your organization. So we have the public contact information. So that is what's going to display on your profile online. And then additional contacts, primary, secondary person, principal or executive director, and then the banking remittance contact here. Address information, if you have a different mailing address or physical address, you can customize that. Social media, if you don't have any of these, you can click the option here. My organization does not have those accounts, if that applies. And then down at the bottom here, so this is some of the public facing content. So the mission statements about your organization, testimonials, and what will we do with the money. Just keep in mind these fields here are text fields, so they're not going to have any formatting. So they're just going to display as plain text, just for consistency. And then down at the bottom here, we have the terms and conditions. So this is a signing form. So you just hold the mouse down, sign here, and then this has a link to the terms and conditions. You can check that out before you sign that. Okay. Yeah, so that's filling out this form here. So I'm going to click Save Changes and Submit for approval. And then finally, here's the event goals that I mentioned. So if you have any event goals, you can go ahead and enter them here. If not, you can just say, no, thanks, I'll do it later. Okay, now we have submitted registration. So you'll see the status for your organization here. So this says awaiting review. And then in my to-do list section here, it says nothing. So then as a returning organization, I will wait for CCCF to give that final approval. You'll receive an email notification. And then, yeah, that's it. Let's jump back into our presentation here. I have a couple more things to show you. Okay. Next thing I want to show you, so this is an update for Neon Giving Days. We have a brand new donor portal that we're really excited about. So some highlights here that I'll mention. The donor portal is available for donors to use that allows them to easily manage their donations, do some additional things, but it's not required. So when a donor goes to make a donation to your organization or different organizations, they have the option of creating a donor account. So, the benefits of doing that are they can, easily access their receipts, their donation history. They can add favorite organizations and favorite peer-to-peer fundraisers, but again, it's not required. A couple other things just to mention here. They can save payment profiles to check out more quickly on the donation form. Just, for reassurance, those cannot be viewed or edited by staff in any way, and that's stored as encrypted information that's fully PCI compliant. Donors can quickly and easily manage peer-to-peer fundraisers, and then they can add to favorites, like I mentioned. So there's going to be a heart icon that's on the organization search page on Midlands Gives. So once they click that heart icon, they can log in and access their favorite organizations. Okay, so let's take a look at that next, actually, real quick. So I'm going to go back out, and then I'm going to log out of the view for Midlands Gives as a nonprofit, and I'm going to go back to Midlands Gives and log in as a donor. So a donor has the ability to log in, or again, as they are checking out, they can, log into their account or create a new account there if they like. So I'm going to click login, and I'm going to go to I am a donor. And I'm going to enter my credentials here. So here's the donor portal. The overview here, this is going to have some information on, it has some infographics. It has information on how many donations have been made, the total, etc., and what that area of focus is for those organizations. So it does look a little blank here for my example. That's just because my example has some test data, but this will display some cool infographics here. Donation history, those are going to be history of donations the donor has made. And so those can be sorted here. Those can be exported or filtered. And then fundraisers. So I do want to show you real quick, I think we're okay on time, the fundraiser creation process for your supporters. Is that okay, Chantrell, to show that real quick? I think we're good. Okay, great. So here is where a donor can create a fundraiser by, logging in here. They'll also just create their accounts if they go to create a fundraiser from a different way. But if they are already logged in, they can click Create New. So this process is slightly different from the process for you as a nonprofit organization creating a fundraiser. So here's where they're going to put in the benefiting organization. I'll just do, let's see, like the Community Impact Fund, CCCF's account here. So notice as I was typing in, it searches all of the organizations. So as you type in text, it's going to pull up those organizations that are approved to display on the website. Okay, so I'm going to select that. And then fundraiser title, this is whatever, the fundraiser wants this to be. Creator name here, that's the name associated with the donor here. And then the custom URL. So that is the URL that's going to be, at the end of Midlands Gives. So they can customize what they want that to be. And then putting in a fundraiser goal here. All of these fields are required, by the way. And then you can see at the top the number of steps here. So it's steps 1 through 4. So we'll put in those details here. Fundraiser story. So this has, just why you want to create the story, what that means. So I'll just put in some generic text here. And then this is the fundraiser image. So I'm going to pause my screen real quick so I can just throw in a test image so you don't see all of my files here. Let me see if I can find just a generic one to use here. See, I should have had, let's see if this one will work here. Okay, I'm gonna unpause my screen now. Okay, so I just put in an image here. So that's a fundraiser image. And then finally, I'll click publish. So this will create the fundraiser, and then it does have just the success screen. You can visit the page, you can share your fundraiser. So, obviously encouraging fundraisers to share that on these different platforms. Also the ability to copy the link to the fundraiser here. So you can copy that and then throw it in a new tab, or they could also click the visit page here. It does take up to it can take up to 15 minutes for that fundraiser to publish. So just in case they don't immediately see that displayed. And then, yeah. So finish is going to take them back to their list of fundraisers here. And so this will also display other fundraisers if they need to edit those. It'll also have a tab for donations. So the fundraiser can see who's donating to their page if they want to reach out and thank them individually or anything like that. So that's the fundraisers tab. And then favorite causes. So I mentioned this is a function that you'll see a heart icon next to organizations. So this is where a donor can add those. Settings related to account name, payment methods that are saved. And then, yeah, that's about it for the donor account. Okay. let's see. Let's jump back into my presentation here. Okay, so that's everything for the donor portal. Finally, just to mention, we're here to support you with, being involved in Midlands Gives. The blue support button here that will display shortly on the Midlands Gives website. So that is Neon Giving Days technical support. So that is available if you're having any trouble with the website, with the registration form, anything technical, if you're having issues with like uploads or users, we're here to support you. That's a ticketing based system. And then also just for general inquiries here, the contact information for CCCF. And yeah, that's all I have. So questions, Chantrell, I'll hand it over to you if you have anything else that we want to share, or we can look out for questions in the chat.
I'm gonna open the floor up to questions. Does anybody have any?
See if I missed any here. Oh, I think you were answering those too, Chantrell.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Nobody has any questions? Everyone feels confident about the new platform and the registration process?
Got a
I see
thumbs
some
up?
thumbs up.
That's good.
That's good. Amy has a question that says, Amy, if you want to come off mute and kind of go into detail about what you're asking or type it in the chat for us. Are you trying to look for access as a donor?
Okay, I'm wondering, so Amy, so you mentioned you've given for years, you don't have a donor page. That's certainly possible. So when a donor is checking out, when they're making a donation, it's optional to create that donor account. It's not required. So you can create a new one if you like. When you're checking out, that's an option. I could walk you through that real quick, maybe, if that's okay, Chantrell. Okay,
Yeah.
let's do that. Okay, so go back to Midlands Gives. So I'm actually logged in here as a donor. So what I'm gonna do is log out to show you kind of what this looks like here. And then let's go to Give Today. So go to the organization search page, and then I'll go to the Community Impact Fund here. So I'm just going to type in the name here, and this is going to show organizations. And then, oh, here's that favorite icon I mentioned earlier. So I can go to this donate now, this quick button to get there, and then enter my donation amount. If I donate now, and here, so here is where a donor can either check out as a guest, or they can log into their account, or they can create one, they can sign up. So it's certainly possible, that donors have been checking out as guests. You can always, encourage them to create an account if they want. One reason that this is optional, or we don't require this, or you don't want to necessarily say to donors that this is required, is because checking out as a guest, it can be quicker and easier, right? They don't have to remember, oh, do I have an account? What's the email? What's the password? We don't want to create barriers for folks who are donating, but donors can create an account by clicking sign up here. So yeah, something to keep in mind and let folks know. If donors have, trouble with access, there is the forgot password here, but they can also contact our support center if they need help with that, or if maybe they may have created like multiple donor accounts over the years. Our team can help if they have trouble with that. So yeah, let me know if that's helpful. That makes sense. Cool. Yeah, of course, no problem.
Well, If we don't have any other questions, I just want to remind everyone that the annual profile updates are now open until January 31st. And on February 1st, if your profile has not been updated or submitted for changes at least, it will be coming off the public viewing side of the Midlands Gives platform. And if you're a new nonprofit registration, you have until February 28th to register for the Midlands Gives 2025. And that's all that we have. I want to thank Mary again for doing this training for us today. And thank you all for everyone who attended this training so far. And if you have any questions, please email us at midlandsgives@yourfoundation.org, or you can call the foundation. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.